Today we're not going to be talking about politics because everything that happened in the political sphere today is going to appear tomorrow in This Week in Stupid. And trust me when I say you don't want to miss this episode of This Week in Stupid because it's not going to disappoint when it comes in terms of funniness. No, instead we're going to be talking about Twitch. We're going to be talking about cultural issues, stuff that I usually have on my Lack of Entertainment channel. I find Twitch to be incredibly special. It's one of the most unstable platforms from all of the Silicon Valley platforms. It basically runs like an IRC channel in the 90s where you had the moderators that would have an at in front of their name. Then you have like the VIPs, the special people that have a plus in front of their name. And then you have like the regular users. And the way things worked was that you had a couple of rules if you wanted to join an IRC channel. And if you were just a regular user, then if you break the rules, you get banned. And sometimes, even if you're in a gray area and you're not breaking a rule, but a moderator is annoyed, you get banned. Because the moderators were like the demigods. They could ban whomever they wanted, or at the same time, they could just choose not to enforce the rules if someone breaks it. And between the moderators and the normal people, you had the ones with the plus, the VIPs. And the VIPs, they didn't really have the power to get anyone banned, but they were usually friends with the moderators. And if you pissed off a VIP, then they could just get the ear of a moderator to try and get you banned. And it's the same how Twitch works right now. It's pretty much like a racket. You know, you got like the moderators and the admins that have a couple of preferential users, and they are the ones that just decide who gets to stay and who doesn't, based on just arbitrary decisions. There's blatant, just absolute blatant breaking of the rules from some people, and they're not getting punished. And then you have like some people that don't even break the rules and they get punished anyway. And then you have people that get punished and you don't even know why they got punished, like Dr. Disrespect. So it's a very interesting platform. You know, all the other Silicon Media Valley platforms, they kind of like, you kind of know that they get to do whatever they want, but at least like, they pretend that they are upholding by some rules. They have like this mask that at least they try to enforce the rules occasionally. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because Twitch is now becoming highly toxic towards gamers. And this has been going on for a while. At first I thought that they're being very toxic because they want to become the only fans of the streaming service. They basically just want to have this advertisement that they're family friendly, but at the same time, they want to promote a lot of ladies that show cleavage, that show bosom, so that the teenagers that are there on the platform can take their mom's credit cards, buy some bits, and then give to their favorite booby streamer. And anyone that pointed this out, anyone that complained would be labeled a misogynist, and they would just pretend that this doesn't happen. They would just, no, our platform is a video gaming platform. You know, you just hate women. This has nothing to do with titillation or anything like that. Which is the main reason they're embracing feminism as an ideology. It's like a shield from criticism. They want to pretend they're family friendly. They want little Billy over there, and they want little Billy's webpage to be just bombarded with women that have ample features and very interesting camera positions, so that little Billy can pay money and Twitch can make a profit. That's what I thought for a long while, but now it seems that they're moving their business service to something else. You see, because of the pandemic coinciding with the elections in the United States, a lot of people are more interested in politics this year. They just want to hear people talk about politics, and they don't want to hear someone from the mainstream media talking about politics. They want to hear someone more edgy. They want to hear someone that can be more offensive. And they found these people on Twitch with the BreadTube community. Now, the BreadTube community was allowed to say really far off stuff as long as they're left-leaning stuff. So you can actually get some edginess. You can get something that's a little bit more than what the television is allowed to say. So you get a big number of people tuning in to the BreadTuber community. Now, with that said, because of the pandemic, we haven't seen a lot of video games coming up this year. So there haven't been any major titles or anything. Well, I mean, hell, The Last of Us is considered the game of the year just to paint a picture of the absolute state of the gaming industry right now. So a lot of people that would normally tune to watch video games, they were moving along to see people like Vosh having a stream, talking on Twitch. And because of this, Twitch has noticed that there is now less interest into video gaming and booby streamers and are more interested in people doing political commentary. And they also had people like AOC going on there. I think like Bernie Sanders also had a Twitch account. So now Twitch is going to cater to the political commentary crowd, if you will. And I think it's a really bad idea for them because, number one, a lot of people are going to get political burnout. It happens after every election. The number of people interested in politics drops significantly. And number two is that these people are going to destroy the platform with their wokeness. I mean, for example, right now, Twitch has decided to remove the blind playthrough tag in response to feedback from disabled players. And this is what the mainstream media is running with. First of all, it was the disabled players that complained that Twitch has a blind playthrough tag. It was people who aren't disabled complaining on behalf of the disabled, if that makes any sense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Number two, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why is blind playthrough considered offensive? Who decided this? Blind playthrough means that you're playing something for the first time. It's like going to a blind date, something where you haven't seen how the mademoiselle looks like. It's completely irrational because they're not going to remove the mute button, right? By the same logic. If blind playthrough is offensive because for some reason blind people who are watching Twitch are getting offended by this, then shouldn't mute people also be offended because there's a mute button? None of this makes sense, and it's part of why it's bad for business. Like, people who become popular, like Dr. Disrespect or Ninja, or anyone that invests their livelihood into a platform like Twitch, they want a sense of consistency and they want a sense of normalcy. Like, they want clear-cut rules so that they can operate their business on. This is why a lot of corporations like authoritarian regimes like China, because like they at least can predict the future. For a massive corporation, for a multinational, an actual democracy is hell because, okay, well, now this guy is in charge and he's a socialist, and now this guy's in charge and he's a conservative. Now all the rules are changing and we need to hire a team of accountants and lawyers to figure out. They don't like this. Despite what they say, multinational corporations that are very large, they like authoritarian systems that are consistent. They like the same rules to remain for decades, not to change, so that they can plan their business after. And it's the same with people that are on Twitch. Like, they want consistent rules. They don't want to be told that, okay, well, today it's okay to have blind playthrough, something that everyone uses and no one thinks it's offensive. But tomorrow, because you have used yesterday blind playthrough, well, you know what? You're an asshole because not only are you being offensive to disabled players, the people who are blind and play video games, but you're also in violations of the terms of service, so now you have to change it. And it's just one example, because they're not going to stop with blind playthrough. They're just going to cater to whatever these political commentaries that are now on Twitch want the company to cater to. And for them, it's not about actually helping blind people have a more pleasant experience as they're watching Twitch. For them, it's all about scoring points. For them, it's all about if they manage to bring an issue that gets into the papers, they're going to get subscribers. If they kick enough fuss, if they cause enough problems, if they're being disruptive enough, they're going to get a reward. So that community is feeding off of disruptiveness, is feeding off of just pointing out problems here and there and making life hell for everyone on the platform. And, in the case of YouTube and other platforms, I would say, well, there's no serious competitor. But for Twitch, there is YouTube. Like, there are people like Dr. Disrespect who moved on YouTube and is doing just fine here. And there's going to be other people that will just be able to jump ship. So I do think like this is an opportunity for YouTube to take advantage of the chaos that Twitch is creating and get as many people as possible in order to transform YouTube into the new video game service. Because another thing is that people like to watch Let's Players and they like to watch video gamers for the edginess. They want to see something offensive. They want to see that toxicity, which they experience when they log in a game of Dota. It's a part of realism. When you see someone that's very sanitized, very corporate, it doesn't look like a gamer. Which is why the new VTubers, the HoloTubers on YouTube, are getting so many people watching, because they're not even toxic. Like, let's be honest, they're not toxic, but they're doing a lot more than what's allowed for popular streamers on Twitch to do. You know, they crack your mama jokes, they talk about ground pounding, and, you know, just stuff that's very basic level, like entry level toxicity. And because they're doing that, a lot of people like watching it. They can relate more to a anime girl with an avatar than they can relate to someone on Twitch. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section, and don't forget about tomorrow's Week is Stupid.